UFC Vegas 39, Dern versus Rodriguez. This is the weigh-in recap show, final predictions, and the full card betting breakdown. Guys, smash the hell out of that like button, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications if you guys are new. Let's get into it. First fight of the night. Let's jump right to it. Down at the bottom, Charlie Ontiveros fights Steve Garcia. The pick earlier in the week, Steve Garcia. Expect him to get the victory, but we will look at the face-offs. Ontiveros looking good in the scales. Garcia maybe a little bit soft. Slight height difference and a little bit of range advantage. 3 inches for Charlie Ontiveros here. Surprised how easily he made weight because he is dropping in his last fight. He fought at 185. Though he was a really undersized 85er against Kevin Holland, naturally fights at 170. Now down at 55. I'm interested to see how Ontiveros looks out here. Taekwondo style of striking in mixed martial arts in general doesn't tend to perform extremely well at the highest of levels. The hands are a bit low. I think there'll be openings, but Ontiveros is awkward and could land something. Steve Garcia, on the other hand, he's a pretty solid southpaw with nice boxing, a lot of forward pressure, and he definitely has ability to mix in wrestling. Definitely is down for a good fight. Ontiveros, I feel the same. The lines are really widespread here, but it's a matchup that could be closer, a lot closer. Ontiveros strongly slept on by the lines. He's a very strong dog. Ontiveros sitting at plus 285 to minus 312. Steve Garcia. I'm feeling Steve Garcia by a unanimous decision. I'm worried about Ontiveros' gas tank a bit, dropping a weight class at 55. Also, potentially, how will his strength transfer? I don't know. We're going to find out. He looks lean. He looks ready to go, but I still think Steve Garcia's skill set bit superior in a close bout decision. Steve Garcia, not my favorite fight to bet on. Maybe to do so, but would be a risk. Could also see it being a TKO for Garcia. It's plus 380. Garcia by TKO minus 115. I like Garcia. Maybe you play over 1.5 here at minus 120. I think that could end up cashing for you guys. But honestly, a fight that you'd be better off skipping because two unproven guys in this lightweight division. Let's get to the next fight of the night. Lupita Godinez versus Silvana Gomez Juárez. Not an easy fight. Gomez is pretty well-rounded game, Thai-esh style of striking, and she's got double the fight experience to Lupita. That's a real factor here. I do think Lupita's got the better wrestling of the two. I do think she'll find time to get the fight to the floor. She'll get top control. I picked her to win originally, right? Or actually, this is the first time we broke it down, so I didn't pick her to win originally. But I am picking her to win here. Silvana Juárez looks good on the scales. There's Lupi. I feel like Lupi should win it. Younger girl, youth advantage. Does have a fight under her belt in the UFC. Controversial loss. Even though, not a bad resume. Lost to Ariane Lipsky 3 years ago. Has fought some okay names, just looking at the competition level here. On the scales, she looked pretty good. Did Silvana. I'm going to pick Godinez decision. Not a fight that I'm extremely confident in betting-wise, women's MMA, and the simple, risk factor of a short notice replacement would double the experience of you. But Lupi should win by decision here. The odds for this matchup, minus 275, plus 225, plus 255 at best value. So strong confidence favorite is Lupita Godinez by the bookies. Over 1.5, these type of things end up being highly likely with these women's bouts. Minus 225 for fight goes the distance. Godinez wins by decision. What's the value of that? Godinez decision. If I can find it here. Minus 115. Don't love a bet on this fight. I think Godinez should win it, but short notice replacements, decent striking game, could be a factor. Still, I think Lupi, hard fought win, decision against this tough short notice replacement. Next fight, Charles Rosa versus Damon Jackson. I am pretty pumped to see my man Charles Rosa get out there again. Earlier on the week, pick was Rosa. Damon Jackson looks fantastic on the scales. Rosa looks good as well. The size is about similar. That brings me more confidence in Charles Rosa. Even though 5'11" is the listed height for Jackson, looking at them face off, they look about the same height here. I feel like Rosa can put together a win here, get a little momentum going. He's coming off a split against Janes. Hard fight, but tricky matchup with a hard-hitting wrestler. Damon Jackson on the opposite side, he's definitely a skilled kickboxer, good on the ground, nasty submission game. Can get caught, but granted, that loss was to Ilya Topuria where he got absolutely starched, but Topuria's a monster. I feel like decision. Charles Rosa, hard-fought decision win in a competitive match, and I am excited to see, as an underdog, if Rosa can come through for us. He's sitting around that plus 155 range, exact odds up to plus 165, minus 175 at best value for Jackson. I think fight's going the distance here, and I think Rosa's winning the decision. Fight goes the distance, minus 150. Rosa wins by a decision. What's that? Plus 320 at best value. That's pretty good. That's over at Sportsbet. And Rosa straight, plus 165 dog. I'm liking the underdog, Charles Rosa. I have him to win this bout. I think he does get it done. Let's keep on moving up the card. If you haven't, smash the hell out of that like button. Alexander Romanov versus Jared Vanderaa, heavyweight division, 265 for both men. 265.5 actually for Vanderaa. Big boys here. I like Romanov earlier on in the week. Looking at them on the scales, I mean, both softer frames. I got to say, I think Romanov's going to get control of Vanderaa, take this fight to the floor, and do his best work. Striking, Vanderaa has the ability to hurt Romanov. But Alexander Romanov knows this. He's going to look to wrestle. He's not going to sit in there and mix it up with Jared Vanderaa striking. He's going to get on top. He's going to control from the top position, and I do see him working towards a finish in the second round. I like Alexander Romanov. Now, method of victory, most likely submission. Romanov's huge, minus 515, plus 475 dog. Jared Vanderaa, big underdog. Too widespread. Under 2.5, minus 275. Romanov wins inside the distance is minus 250, so you got to pick one. Romanov KO TKO plus 190, Romanov sub plus 150. Looking at the resume for Romanov, that decision win against Ospino, forgivable fight. It's a hard matchup. Submission, slam, though, and a TKO. That was almost 3 years ago. Look at the recent losses. Spivak got a ground and pound TKO off, and he did lose to Renan Fajardo by submission. I like the chances of Alexander Romanov sub. I think that would be the pick. If I had to give you a prop, it's plus 150. I like Romanov. I think he gets the win, and I do think second round submission over Jared Vanderaa in this heavyweight matchup on the undercard. Let's keep on moving up. Next fight of the night. Chris Gutierrez starts the main card off, so if you guys haven't yet, smash the like button. Chris Gutierrez, Felipe Colares here. I'm excited for this matchup. We'll pull up the face-off here and see how they looked on the scales. Colares coming in shape. It looks intense. Gutierrez looks pretty similar to how he normally does. Colares a little bit taller. I don't think Colares has the technical kickboxing abilities of Gutierrez, but he definitely brings toughness to the table. He's going to have that forward pressure, and he's going to make it a scrap. Not an easy fight for Chris Gutierrez, but I feel like the technical kickboxing Gutierrez brings is a very difficult matchup for the Thai-esque style of striker Felipe Colares. I feel like you're going to see a lot of low kicks for Gutierrez, straight punches, fighting well from that mid to long range. Gutierrez should get a W here, though he is slightly the smaller man. I mean, even though height listed 5'8 to 5'9, the reach, though, in favor of Colares. I like Gutierrez. He wins this bout. I do feel like we might be going 3 with a hard-fought striking match. Because yes, Gutierrez has that win over Morales, but lots of decisions. He's got 1 stoppage win out of his last 5 and also 1 draw against Cody Durden. I got Gutierrez. I think he gets the W here, and I think he does so by a technical kickboxing display decision. Gutierrez minus 230, Colares plus 215. Man, strong favorite, man. I wish I had more confidence to play Colares, but he's tough. I don't really see him winning the fight. Over 1.5 minus 360, over 2.5 minus 215. Fight goes the distance, minus 182. That's not a bad play. I would lean you towards that one. Gutierrez, if he were to win by a decision, what's that sitting at? Gutierrez wins by unanimous decision, plus 150. Gutierrez wins by decision is plus 105, so pretty close to even money there. I like Gutierrez. I think he wins the bout. He's a strong favorite. I think he gets a decision. Definitely a potential bet as well. Should have a pretty vast technical kickboxing advantage over Felipe Colares here. Now, the next fight on this main card, some women going at it. Mariya Agapova, Sabina Mazo. Earlier on in the week, I'm on Agapova. We'll pull up the face-offs. Let's see them there. There's Agapova. She looks in good shape. There's Mazo. Good shape as well. Slight height advantage for Sabina Mazo. Agapova looks in very good shape. I feel like we can't just write her off for the I guess you could call it, right? Fluke loss to Shayna Dobson. I mean, fluke as in it was super unexpected, but she did deserve to lose it. She got good striking, forward pressure, a little bit chaotic, wild attack. I think Mazo, a little bit more poised, both 24 years of age, so lots of development to be done for both of these ladies. I just feel like the little bit of a reckless striker, Mariya Agapova, has some speed advantages here. She's got striking advantages. Now, Sabina Mazo on the other side, maybe a bit more patient, technical, but I feel like Agapova, she gets it done. I think she'll win this fight. It'll be a hard match, not an easy fight. I think they're going 3 rounds. I think Agapova will surprise us here with a more patient style, beating Sabina Mazo, underdog Mariya Agapova. Where is Agapova? Plus 160 to minus 170. The big favorite against Dobson. Now she's a pretty strong dog here. I like that plus 160 tag. Don't even risk it with the damn props. But if you were to risk it for the props, I mean, you could go Agapova plus 325 decision, but she's got that crazy style where she could win inside the distance. That's plus 425. Personally going to lean you towards not propping it and dog playing it if you're looking to play this fight with Mariya Agapova winning this fight. Hard fought decision victory in an upset. Let's get to the next fight of the night. The featured bout, Tim Elliott, Matheus Nicolau. I like this fight. Elliott's saying this is his run towards a title. He's really stepping it up. He's 8 years the senior of Nicolau, who's an up-and-coming flyweight prospect. Elliott's a tricky southpaw. He starts really fast, and he's just awkward as hell with his forward pressure, striking, and persistent wrestling game. Nicolau, pretty patient with his kickboxing and also does have some good wrestling himself. Tricky fight. I think Elliott is going to push the pace here, and I think he'll be able to keep a higher pace for longer, and I think Tim Elliott wins a decision. I think he's going to beat Matheus Nicolau. Nicolau had a hard-fought win against Manal Cape in the last one. Obviously, did have a loss in the UFC to Dustin Ortiz 3 years ago, was released after that, and then, earned his way back. I think Tim Elliott stylistically is tricky here. I'll bet with the underdog, Tim Elliott. Looking at the face-off, though, because we do have to bring that up. There's Nicolau. There's Elliott. I don't know. It's just I feel Elliott's going to beat him here, man. I'm going Tim Elliott, staying with Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is a plus 170 underdog, minus 178 favorite. Let's see. I would just rather straight bet plus 170 range. Over 2.5, minus 255. Fight goes the distance, minus 195 is a pretty confident play as well. It's not like Elliott's an easy guy to finish. Elliott, if you were to win a decision, is plus 295, but I don't want to throw down on that tag. I'd rather just play that plus 170-ish range, or you go fight goes the distance at minus 195. I got Tim Elliott for the W in the featured bout in an upset over Matheus Nicolau. Get to that co-main event. Randy Brown, Jared Gooden. Gooden missing weight by a pretty strong mark, 3-pound weight miss. Now, there's going to be some physical strength advantages for him. We got Brown earlier on in the week. There's Gooden, there's Brown on the scales. Big height advantage for Gooden. He's got a range advantage as well, but he definitely is at a disadvantage for knockout power. Jared Gooden has that touch that can put you down and put you out. Randy Brown has been put down and put out. It's a dangerous fight here for Randy Brown. I could see him getting hurt and stopped. I feel like from the long range, he'll have some good striking attacks. I think if he gets it to the floor, his jiu-jitsu superior to Jared Gooden, but Jared Gooden's physically really strong. This is a super hard fight, man. I think that could be trouble for Randy Rude Boy Brown. After seeing the face-off, the weight miss, and the fact that he doesn't look depleted with this weight miss. Unfair advantages are serious advantages. I think Jared Gooden is going to end up knocking out Randy Brown being overweight. I hope that I am wrong, to be honest, because, for karma's sake, let's get Randy Brown a W. He made weight. He comes in on point. But I think Jared Gooden could sleep him here. Gooden plus 200 dog. Plus 205, actually. Let's play Gooden knockout. Let's see what's that. Gooden KO TKO plus 400. He's got that power to sleep him, man. He definitely demonstrated that in the last one when he quickly put down Stolze. Randy Brown on the opposite side has been put to sleep before. I think Gooden's power could be the difference maker, especially with the weight miss. My confidence jumps with Gooden. We'll go KO Gooden in what was a pretty close fight earlier on. I don't know. I'm worried, man. I think Randy Brown has the tools. Underdog or pass type play as far as the betting goes. But yeah, I have to go with Jared Gooden to get the upset here. let's jump to the main event. And if you guys haven't yet, smash the hell out of that like button. Let's get at least 100 likes up in here for this weigh-in recap show. Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern, main event. Earlier on in the week, we had the underdog Rodriguez. There's them on the scales. There's Rodriguez. There's Dern. Look at that. Are you telling me Mackenzie Dern is beating this girl? Because I can't see it right now. Size difference in favor of Rodriguez. Length advantage. Kickboxing advantage. Can Dern consistently get her to the floor? And if she does get her there, can she finish the fight? Rodriguez never been finished. Solid jiu-jitsu defense. Positionally, yeah, she may be in threatening spots, but I think she'll find her way back up to her feet. And even if the rounds end, I don't think Dern is going to tap her. I think Marina Rodriguez gets a third round knockout of Mackenzie Dern in an upset. Main event upset, plus 170 to minus 182. I like Marina. Marina Rodriguez, KO TKO. I think she's going to beat Mackenzie Dern. Let's see. Rodriguez, KO TKO, plus 380 tag for that. Dern to win by a submission. Let's just see what that's sitting at. That's it's plus 100. But if Dern were to get a KO, it's plus 1200. Let's see Rodriguez by submission just for the fun of it here. Plus 2,600. It's not happening. It's going to be Marina Rodriguez upset, knockout. Plus 170 are the odds for that. I like Marina for the win in the main event. Underdog play. Unfortunately, we lost some fights on this damn card, which disappoints me, man. We lost Phil Hawes, Duran win. We also ended up losing the fight between Starpoli Pickett, Godinez Hughes. Wow, yeah, we lost fights this week. At the end of the day, at least we still have Lupita on the card. It's disappointing that Hawes and Duran win got canceled because Chris Curtis stepped up on short notice. Overall, I think we got a decent card. If you are going to parlay things up, what am I liking for a parlay? I guess I'll quickly bring up best fight odds to give you guys a better one. I'm still really leaning my one from earlier on in the week where we go Rodriguez in the main event. We can get the parlays to play here. Rodriguez in the main event, and you parlay that up, potentially. We can find them here. Chris Gutierrez, plus 266 for that. The value is good. If you add in Romanov, it's plus 327, but that would be more of a risk. I like this little safer play. If you're feeling crazy, maybe you add Charles Rosa and you look for gold here, or you added Lupita if you're confident enough playing women's MMA. Overall, decent little parlay. Don't go too crazy with the parlays. Moneyline bets are definitely where they are at. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new here. I hope you guys enjoyed this weigh-in recap show. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video.